to the Bayview Podcast with hosts Andrew Clark and Chris Emery. This is designed to be a discussion on all things life and faith. We hope this serves as a weekly resource and encouragement to you.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Bayview Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Andrew, joined as always by Chris. Hey, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it is Merry Christmas. Like, it's getting close. Like,
it's close. It's feeling like the holidays.
Well, it helps that we've got a bunch of snow.
Yeah.
And even right now, probably snowing redonkulously right now. But yeah, it is. It's here, and as I've shared with the staff, I've been watching a ton of Christmas movies already, kind of getting in the season.
Yeah.
The one phrase, like, we had Christmas trivia at staff today, and now I cannot. You know how sometimes you get that earworm of a song?
Yep.
I can't get this movie line out. It was from Die Hard. It was ho. It's when the villain machine gun. Sorry, total random. It will not leave my head right now. So hopefully this podcast helps.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, we just wanted to kind of have more of a fun Christmassy type episode.
Yeah.
And really get some other staff involved and just share some Christmas stories. I think we got a couple fun episodes here in a row. I say fun, but I think important episodes. This one next week, one's coming up, just preparing us. I think it goes right in line with our series we've been doing, all that. And so you kind of had the idea of let's just talk about Christmas traditions and the fun. And but then we have some epic staff that we're like, let's get them on and have them share stories. And
100%.
And hopefully you do that, as the listener, that you do that this year too. Like, it's good. It's good to share stories, and hopefully you have traditions, and maybe this is a year of first traditions and stuff that are just so good.
There's something really meaningful and enjoyable. Just kind of hear other stories and just kind of share those moments. Yeah, I think it just kind of continues to stir that joy.
Yep.
And the time of the season we're in, for sure. So, and I'm excited to hear from some of our awesome staff. Like, our listeners, you hear me and Andrew all the time, but we got some very cool team members. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, we've got our first one with us here already today. One of our residents, the famous or infamous, depending on who you talk to, and for maybe those of whom live in her home, a reintroduction to Lilia Shook. How you doing, Lilia?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good. Welcome to the podcast. We're not going to keep you long. So as you see here, we have Christmas cookies on the table. So we got a couple questions for you. First question is,
what is the best Christmas cookie shape?
Oh, I'd say a good Christmas tree.
Christmas tree.
Good old classic.
Yep.
Nice.
I like it.
We have some trees, and you're welcome to have a cookie if you'd like. So a light bulb. I'm not seeing a lot of Christmas light bulb ones.
I haven't either.
So that's new, and that's very fancy.
It is very fancy.
Super fancy. Like I think you asked if they're real, but I believe they are.
Yeah.
So
they look too good to be real.
Yeah. All right, so Lilia, do this for us. Get us started. What's maybe either a Christmas memory that stands out, or maybe one of the favorite things your family does at Christmas, like as a tradition? What's just something about Christmas, like this is our thing, or this is what I always remember?
Yeah, it's actually with Christmas cookies. Every year, my mom has started to make these Polish cookies that she always grew up having because her mom's side is Polish.
Okay.
They are like angel wings, and they're like powdered sugar with like apricot filling. They're really good. They're one of my favorites that we make together. So yeah.
Is that something like the whole family does, or she kind of like, do you decorate them, or it's just she makes them? You guys all make them together and just eat them?
It's mainly probably just my mom and I.
Yeah. Nobody
else really likes to do all the baking, but I find it fun. It's really fun. Yeah.
That's cool.
That is super cool.
Yeah.
It's funny because, and this is, I'll come back around. You'll know where I'm going in a minute. I had a Facebook memory pop up just in the last couple of weeks, and it was a picture of you and your mom and your brother and sister, like 8 years ago.
Wow.
And you guys had popped in and brought the whole staff slushies.
Sweet.
Stephanie. Yeah, it was
I
super,
do
super
remember
awesome.
that.
And
Yeah.
it's just a school picture. And we had a very small staff, and
Yeah.
and it was very, very cool. And it was like, wow. And that was the one. You guys had not been at the church very long. It's like, wow, this family is awesome.
That's sweet.
So it's time to re-up that. And so I expect your
Well,
mother to bring us some of these Polish Christmas cookies.
Okay.
Because it's time to renew.
Yeah.
Renew the awesomeness.
Is it just apricot or can it be other filling?
We usually just do apricot. Yeah.
I like apricot.
Yeah.
That's good.
That is
Awesome.
They're really hard to find though.
Is for your family, is Christmas a big deal?
Yeah. It's fun. It's something that we all like to have together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas morning, is it one gift at a time, or is it just everybody go?
It's usually just one gift at a time. Like everybody grabs a gift and then we do that. And then we usually start with stockings.
Do you watch each person open the gift, or does everybody open one gift together?
All together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that blended. Okay.
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good. I love
Yeah.
it. Awesome. Love it. All right. Thank you, Lilia.
Yeah.
So thanks for being on
you.
today. It's funny. That's kind of one of those questions that I want to hear from everybody, because it is very different the way everybody approaches Christmas morning. And some of them are like, all right, everybody get a gift. I don't know why. My family's always like, no, you have to watch every gift being opened.
Yeah.
And it was just always that way. I don't know why.
Yeah,
But-
we were one at a time,
Yeah.
and everyone has to watch, and oldest to youngest or youngest to oldest would pick a gift for someone.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Christmas
kinda
morning
cool.
would be like 3-4 hours long.
Oh yeah, easy for us.
Yeah.
Easy for us. And when you tack in the reading of the Christmas story and all those things, maybe it's a pastor's kid thing. Maybe it's because we both are pastor's kids, and like dads needed to stretch that out. You know, this is like part one of the Super Bowl for pastors. I don't know, but yeah, it was always kind of a very cool thing Christmas morning to just get up and see it. So much more anxiousness when you don't get to just tear into them, when you've been waiting, and then they hand you a gift, and you still have to wait. You have to wait until the attention is on you, and then there's that gamble, because that gift could be terrible. And I've had some bad gifts over the years.
Yeah.
And in fact, when I travel and speak, I actually take with me, I have a list of the top 5 worst Christmas gifts I've ever received.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's some bad gifts in there. I mean, there's some rough ones.
I really think I'm a poor gift receiver because I had to fake it so many times over the years, because it was such an like you were on the spotlight of
Yeah.
like, you're the one receiving the gift, you're the one that has to open it. And I just remember always being like, how do I get jacked about socks?
Yeah.
Now as an adult, I'm like, thank you, I need these.
Yeah.
But as a child,
Oh, yeah.
so yeah, my wife will always get after me because like people give me gifts and I'm just like, hey, thanks. But there's like
Yeah.
I don't have any energy. I don't have, because I'm just like, I don't want to.
So it could be a great gift. You still just have the
And on
same
the inside, I
response.
might be losing it, but I can't like express it on the outside because I'm just so in tune with like, I can't hurt people's feelings.
I think it's called being jaded and
Yeah.
Scrooged.
That's probably true.
Is that what it is?
That's probably true.
Hey, welcome, Kathleen. So you're like the
thank you.
podcast rock star. Like, we're so happy to have you back on it. Everyone, this is Kathleen Perron. She's our Child Care Center Director and
Still
podcast queen.
Still here.
Still here, no matter how much you tried to get out. We haven't let it happen. All right, so so we're doing Christmas stuff. And first of all, would you like a Christmas cookie?
I will pass.
Okay. Andrew has a question about cookies.
Yeah, we just
Oh,
want to
okay.
know what is the Christmas cookie shape? What's the best
Oh.
one?
I would say a candy cane.
Candy cane. All right.
Candy cane. All right.
Christmas tree. Candy
Christmas tree,
cane.
candy cane. We don't have a candy cane.
You don't have a candy
We
cane?
may have. It may have gotten eaten already. I don't know, because this is a used box of cookies that was in the kitchen. I'll be honest with you.
I really thought you made those just for me.
I
Maybe
they don't
you,
even
like, rolled
look
them
real.
out.
Like, look at that. That's got like detail in it. That's crazy.
Talent.
All
Talent
right.
there.
So this is a Christmas theme. So I'm going to throw a curveball at you because this just came up. All right. I know you're prepared for another answer, and we'll get that too.
Okay.
Worst Christmas gift you've ever received.
Wow.
Oh wow, that is a curveball.
All right, I'll give you one of
Okay.
my top 5,
Mm-hmm.
and is when I was a kid, and GI Joe was a big deal, and so this is back when catalogs were a thing. So we'd circled in the catalog what we wanted, and my brother got what he wanted, and when I opened my GI Joe vehicle, it was not what I had asked for, but it was cool still. Everything was going awesome until I pulled out the action figure, and it was a woman. I had a girl action figure, and that was it. This is my big toy for the year. This is it.
Right.
This is it. and her name was Wolverine, and I had to.
You're heartbroken.
Yeah.
I think the shame came later that week when we were playing G.I. Joe with all of our friends, and I'm like, "Hey, everybody!" I don't even remember how it played out. I was just so devastated. Yeah,
You gotta change your voice and everything when you're playing.
Yeah, and I think they made me stay back and make coffee while they went to war or something. I don't know.
Wild.
Hey, Wolverine, you clean the base camp. We'll be back.
Shine up those rims.
That's right. There you go. Anyway, all right, that's mine. All
I
right.
don't know. Oh my gosh.
All right. I don't want you to hurt anybody's feelings, but that's just how it goes.
Oh man. I mean, I think I kind of walked in and kind of heard you. I think it's the same as you kid. You get so excited for all the things, and then you open and you're like, oh, more socks or more, like the practicality gifts where you're, where as a parent now I'm like, the kids walk through Meijer or Target and they're like, oh, I need a new toothbrush. And I was like, wait for Christmas. Christmas is coming.
Wait for Christmas.
Everything is
Mom,
like.
there's no bristles left. Wait for Christmas.
We're at Q-tips. Get that stocking's coming. Get ready.
Stocking's going to be stuffed.
You have all these toiletries in your stocking.
I actually do, though. Every Christmas I buy, the kids get a new toothbrush. They get, like, a new loofah. I mean, it's all the things.
Oh, my gosh.
Sweet.
So, yeah, it's
That
probably.
is so
I
funny.
mean,
What a practical
So I'm
Christmas.
passing it on to my kids, too. Like, they get excited for all the things,
Yep.
and they're like, oh, more socks.
Yay.
Yeah.
A loofah. Yay.
They'll appreciate it one day.
One day they'll appreciate it. When they have to buy
I
their
know,
own
now
loofah.
I want. Yeah,
Yeah.
now
When
I
they realize,
want
like, oh, these are
socks.
like $8.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. My goodness.
Oh,
All right,
I
worst
know.
Christmas gift
I
you've ever
know.
received?
You know what? I was actually sharing the story with someone the other day because now looking back, it's one of the best Christmas gifts I've ever received. But in the moment, I had asked for Ella Funk, which was the newest album from the Black Eyed Peas. And my uncle was like, I ain't never heard no Black Eyed Peas. And so he got me 3 Creed CDs. So as a kid, I was kind of like, oh, like, really? This
Creed.
is not what I asked for. I might have asked. I had an eclectic music taste. I think I
Yeah.
asked for like Savage Garden, Black Eyed Peas, like just.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, none of that. Here's Creed, not their greatest hits, just the 3
Just
Creed
3
albums
CDs,
that came
yeah.
out.
Wow.
And now I wish I would have held on to them.
Yeah.
But so it's one of those mixed bags of like, how do I react? Thanks, Uncle Gary, but okay, cool.
Just with that soothing voice of Scott Stapp. Just
Yeah.
yeah, there
exactly.
you go.
That's
I
so
love it.
funny. I remember one year I got the Chumbawanga CD, and I was like, "This is the best." I played that CD until is that what it was called?
Is it? I
It's
get
like
knocked down.
Yes.
But yes, exactly. That's Jumbo. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it was so good.
All right. Last question then. What is maybe just your favorite Christmas tradition that maybe you've carried forward from your family and that you guys continue to do?
I mean, as a child, it was probably my least favorite, but we every year cut a Christmas tree down. So we go, and as a kid, I mean, your parents are dragging you out to this field. It's cold. It's all the things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
But now, as an adult, we've carried it over to our family, and it's so fun. And we get all of our snow gear on if we need to. We go out to the fields. We find a tree. My husband cuts it down. We all drag it through. Typically, it's a good experience. A lot of times, it's like, get in the car. We got to go. All the things. We got to go cut down a tree. But once we get there, it's so fun. So my parents always meet us out there, and then we go to lunch afterwards. And so
That's
it's a very
awesome.
fun day.
That's
Yeah,
sweet.
every year. I always want to cave and get a real or a fake tree, but no, it's the tradition of that. So
Good.
That's
it's
really
fun.
cool.
Yeah,
great
we
one.
were a great time.
That's
That's
awesome.
special.
Have you already done it for this year?
Yeah.
Then? Okay.
Yeah.
Everything's good. and
We
ready to
did.
roll. Love it.
Yeah, the kids fought the whole way. It was great.
Perfect.
Yeah. Then we got out there.
Turn this car around.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah. Good days.
Yeah.
Good days.
Christmas is canceled.
No more toothbrushes.
Extra toothbrushes, actually.
Nothing but toothbrushes for Christmas. Awesome. Thanks,
good.
Kathleen.
Yeah,
Thanks for
no problem.
popping by. I appreciate it. It's so
Thank
funny.
you.
So we had this long battle in our home with my wife and I between fake and real Christmas trees, and she was always a big real Christmas tree, and we did that for years and years. And I was like, yeah, but you don't have to deal with it and the
Sure.
mess, and so we finally caved a few years ago, and my mom was getting rid of a really nice but old artificial tree, and so I said, we'll take it.
Yeah.
and my wife kicked and screamed the whole time. It was one of those things I was so excited about. It turned out to be the worst decision I've ever made because it was one of those old trees that you had to put every branch on one at a time.
Oh,
and they were
like
color-coded.
in the rebar?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we grew up with. Yeah.
Dude, I dreaded Christmas tree day because it would take hours, and by the end, I'm just so miserable and angry and frustrated.
Your
and
fingers been pinched and
and I've done like multiple layers and realized I forgot a color and had to take it all back apart.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, it was terrible.
Dude,
so
we had that tree growing up. We were real when it was like just me and my brother.
yeah,
And then once it became like 3 or 4 kids, then my parents switched to the fake tree.
yeah.
And we've talked now, Nicole and I, about doing the real tree because we have a fake one. But I think we're kind of waiting until the kids are a little older so they can go be a part of the experience.
Yeah.
So now what we've done the last 2 years is like during their nap time or when they've been away, we've set the tree up.
Okay.
So they wake up and they come out.
Nice.
And they see the tree, and they're just like,
Nice.
where'd this come from? The issue is now it's Christmas is tomorrow. And we're like, no. It's a month away still. It's like that kind of stuff. But they're still, it's trying to make it fun, trying to make it special.
Oh, I love that.
yeah.
That's good. Hey, Ollie, welcome.
Hi.
Thanks for being on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we're just having a good old Christmas fun time. So, lots of laughing, good times. So we have a plate of cookies here. So we're starting off with this same question.
Yep. Go to Christmas cookie shape.
What's your favorite Christmas cookie shape?
Oh gosh, Christmas tree.
Christmas
okay,
tree.
Christmas
All
tree.
right,
So
2 for
it's 2
tree.
trees and a candy cane.
All right.
It
Respect
sounds
that.
like a Christmas song right there.
Yep.
2 trees and a candy cane. I don't know. We were in Christmas CDs, and Andrew's all about Creed. Apparently, he's a big Creed fan. So.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's stay in
I
the
won't
theme.
hold that against you, Andrew.
Are you guys? I know this question. I know the answer because I think I saw something on social media. Real tree or fake tree?
Oh, real tree all the way.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. And why is that?
It's our Christmas tradition.
Okay.
So we go to Schmuckel's Christmas tree farm in Kingsley every year
All right.
to go get our Christmas tree. So this past Saturday we went and got it.
Yeah. Is it a cut down place or they're already cut and you just take?
It's a cut down place.
Sweet.
So you go and they have like the tree shaker and they, wrap it up with twine, but they have a little fire pit and they've got hot chocolate and popcorn balls. And
Nice.
so the kids love it. Yeah. So we do that every year. So.
That is super cool. What do you mean tree shaker? They shake all the dead needles
Yeah.
out of it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what is the longest a real tree has lasted for you, and what's the shortest a real tree has lasted for you?
We keep ours up. Probably we've kept ours up through February before.
Wow. Is that because of Christmas joy and cheer or laziness?
Probably just laziness. I mean, minimum. I go back to, I was raised Lutheran, so like we always kept it up through Epiphany.
Okay.
And then like kind of the tradition that we had at church was everybody would bring their Christmas trees and we would have a bonfire.
Oh, no
Like
way.
the fire department would come and everything. So I think that's so ingrained in me that I have to keep it up at least through January.
No, that's good.
Interesting.
So that's
Interesting.
like, it's early January is probably the shortest that we've had it up.
Okay.
But we've kept it up embarrassingly.
Is it full
long
decorated
before.
too, or you take
Oh,
everything?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, now we have a puppy, so he hasn't eaten any of our decorations yet, but we haven't decorated it yet.
Okay.
We did lights last year, but that's about it because he was a little afraid of it.
Yeah.
But usually it's full decorating. We haven't gotten quite that far yet.
Yeah.
Do you guys? So when you guys decorate the tree, is it like you do it? Kids watch. Kids.
Oh, we all do it
It's
together.
It's a big
It's
mess.
a whole thing. We
Okay.
got to do it all together, and
Yeah.
usually it's a fight. Like, the kids want to like pick like that classic. Like they put all the decorations on like just the bottom of the tree or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
one part of the tree. And so
Now,
my
do-
OCD comes out a little
I was
bit.
gonna, do you leave it, or when they're out of the room, then you kind of organize it a little
I'm
bit?
trying to leave it.
Are you? Okay, well done.
That's
All
so
right.
I
nice.
try my best to just
Good.
leave it be, but
There will come a time when there will be no kids there
Exactly.
to do it, and your tree can look super classy and
Wow.
you
maybe
know,
by then we
department
won't want to
story.
do the real Christmas tree anymore. I don't know, but
I don't know. We yeah. I was telling you we fought back and forth. My wife, she always loves real. I've been artificial, and then actually I do remember this. Like just in the last 10 years, there was one year where I was like, fine, I'll give in. I think the student ministry was just selling trees as a fundraiser. I was like, you know what, we'll support them. I'll buy a real tree, and we've done real trees a lot, so I know to keep the water in them and do all that. We bought this tree, decorated it, kept it with water. The thing lasted 5 days.
Wild.
5 days in, I come in the living room, and like somehow overnight, it's like these little evil Christmas elves have come in and they
Oh my
killed her. The thing
gosh.
is dead. Everything's like falling off. I was so furious
I would
because
demand like a refund or something like that.
well, I wasn't mad about the money. I was mad because now I have to undecorate the dead tree, and then I have to get out the artificial tree that I wanted in the first place,
Yep.
and put that stupid thing together.
Yep.
And oh yeah, it was
That's
yeah.
funny.
Last time
Classic.
we ever flirted with a real tree because I was like, this is a sign from somewhere.
Yeah.
that you need to have
Yeah,
a fake tree.
it's
now.
bad days.
Yeah.
It's bad days. All right. Then last question. Other than the Christmas tree, Christmas memory or tradition that you just always cling to, something maybe you always do or something you remember always doing.
As a kid, we would get dressed up in our pajamas and go look at Christmas lights. We just drive around.
Oh,
and
cool.
Very
yeah,
cool.
I remember always liking doing that.
Nice. Do you do that
Have
now
hot
with the
chocolate.
kids?
Yeah, we do.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Very cool. All right. Thanks, Ollie. Thanks
All
for
right,
being
thanks
on.
for having me.
So
I'll take
yeah,
one of these,
absolutely. Take a cookie, please. Absolutely. Take
Christmas
a
tree
Christmas
cookie.
tree, of course. Of course.
Let us know if it's real.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank
If it's
you.
not real, you can't bring it back. Yeah, it's funny. We actually just did the whole drive around, look at Christmas lights the other night with our two grandsons, and I
Yeah.
hadn't done that in a long time. But I was like, man, it was kind of fun.
That's
Rolled
cool.
the windows down, played some Christmas music, and just kind of checked it out. And
That's really cool.
yeah,
It's been fun to do that with the kids. Our neighborhood starts putting up lights. They even start decorating for like Halloween. And there's like an angry looking ghost and like a scary looking ghost. And
Yeah.
so like one claims the one and one claims the other. So we get like every night drive through the neighborhood to see that. And then as
Yeah.
Christmas lights start going up, it's drive through the neighborhood to see the Christmas lights. And it's a good time.
it is good. I've loved putting up Christmas lights always, but I've got some neighbors that they have gone full Clark Griswold on us. Like
Yeah.
they're so far out ahead. And this year I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go more simple. And then
Yep.
it's like they up their game, and now my wife's on me like, you gotta go get more lights. And I'm trying to stand my ground of like, no, we have a simple, classy. We're still lit. It's still worth
Yep.
driving by our house, but yeah, you come by some of our neighbors, and it's like, wow,
Just
that's
full bore.
insane.
Yeah, we didn't do lights until basically last year.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, we do a string of lights across the front of the house. And again, that was just a fun. I think we loaded the cars up and loaded the kids up and I turned them on and we left. And so when we came home, we had lights on and they're just like, what?
No
So
way. It's a Christmas miracle.
yeah, it's fun while they're little to just be like, where'd this come from?
Yeah.
And then, but the response is always, Christmas is tomorrow. And I'm,
keep
no,
setting
guys,
yourself up.
not yet.
Well, hello, Miss Anita. Welcome.
Good morning.
Thanks for being on today. Yeah, good to have you with us. Now, have you been on the podcast before? Is this your first time with us?
First time.
First time in the studio. How'd we let that slip through the cracks?
I don't know.
We've not had the blessing of the wisdom of Miss Anita.
You've
on.
missed it.
We have missed out. We have. All right. So, do you and Larry? Do you guys do Christmas lights on the outside of your house still?
A lot.
You do a lot.
Yes, we have ladders,
No way.
tall ladders.
And so he's all in.
No, I get on the ladders
You get on the ladders.
because I don't let him get on the ladders.
Okay.
Mostly I get on the ladders.
All right.
Yeah, we have lots of lights.
Nice. I'm going to have to drive by your house then.
You will. It's very pretty.
Very cool. All right. So you guys do that together and then full decorating inside.
We do. The biggest thing that we like is the Christmas tree.
Okay.
I mean, we do some, mantle things and above the cupboards and stuff like that. But the Christmas tree is a big deal.
Okay.
So the only thing that we collect are Christmas ornaments.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right.
So we have many.
And like from places you've traveled and
Yes.
how you do it? Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yes, places we've traveled, things we've done. We're always looking for new Christmas ornaments. So we have, well, I won't begin to know how to count them, but
Enough.
So I'm guessing you've been, because I just did this for the first time 2 years ago. I went to Frankenmuth is it Bronner's?
for the first time,
First time ever, Frankenmuth. And is it Bronner's? Is that-
Bronner's. Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's a lot of Christmas. All the time.
Yes. All
That
the time.
was the biggest facility I've ever, or
The
store.
thing is to not go during the holiday season. You have to go like in June or something.
I was there in July.
Perfect. Because we went 2 years ago in November, and
Just
you
chaos.
couldn't move in the whole store.
Wow.
It was wall to
I
wall
assume
people.
that's how it was because when I was there, it wasn't very busy. But the parking lots are massive. And there's even like these shuttle trams. I'm like, why would they have those? But it makes
That's
sense
why.
that at Christmas time.
That's why.
If you're not from Michigan, if you're listening from somewhere else, and just look it up. It's Frankenmuth. It's
Yeah,
insane.
Bronner's.
Bronner's, yeah. It's it like you could walk and walk and walk and millions of ornaments. Of
Wow.
Yes.
whatever. Have you ever been?
Mm-mm.
You're kidding. And you're
fewer.
from Michigan.
I know. I've just
You've
always
never
heard of
been
it, but
to
we never
Bronner's?
went.
Wow. Wow.
Fewer because we have many of them
Yeah.
at our house.
Okay. Yeah. So there's
There's less than there used
million.
to be. Yeah.
Because the rest are at the cars.
Bronner's and then Larry and
Yeah,
Nicholas.
Larry
Yes.
and Nia's house.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
down. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So other than the tree and all that, just what's maybe a Christmas tradition or memory that you've just always carried forward from maybe your childhood or when your kids were all home? Because you're in my ballpark now. Our kids are all grown, and now it's just us. But what's kind of one of those favorite things?
So our grandkids are grown. So I will share something that we used to do when our grandkids were growing up. My daughter and I were shopping one day, and another shopper was being really rude to the checkout lady, and we felt so badly for her. We went and we bought her a box of candy and brought it back. The next year, we started at Thanksgiving. We would bag up maybe like 300 little baggies full of treats, and we'd tie a little card
No way.
on them. And then the day after Thanksgiving on Black Friday, we would go out to the shopping mall, to Meijer, to the different shops, and we would go to the checkout people, the clerks, and we would hand them just a Christmas blessing, we called it.
Nice.
That's
And
awesome.
people were like very startled and kind of awestruck that we would do that. And in fact, in some shops, because we did it year after year after year,
Yeah.
and in some shops they actually, oh my gosh, the people with the candy there.
No
There were,
way.
yeah,
That is awesome.
That's-
yeah.
Sweet.
So anyway, it was a pretty cool thing.
That is a super cool tradition.
Yeah.
Another
I like
cool
that.
tradition. Can I give another one?
Yeah. Give us another one.
Okay, so one more real quick. I started, I don't know why, I got in the writing mood like many years ago and wrote a little booklet for my grandkids. Scripture, mostly scripture and what I thought about a particular favorite scripture. And I put it together in a little flip booklet.
Okay.
And I have been doing that now every year for, 10, 12 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Every year I give them a new little, and now it's like stories, and Larry will add, and I'll
So
just,
it's a little booklet for their coming year.
yeah. Think of a daily devotional thing.
Yeah.
But it's not 365 pages.
Oh, okay.
That
good,
would, no.
good.
But,
You're already making me feel terrible as a grandparent, so I'm glad it wasn't
well,
365.
I didn't start doing that until they were older.
Okay,
right?
I got time to step it up because
You
right
do.
now you're never coming back on the podcast because I feel awful.
Anyway, that's something that they look forward to.
That is
and
cool.
it's so
Wow.
fun to sit and watch. There's a last gift I give them, and
That's
they'll
good.
open it, and they just sit there
I love
looking
it.
through, and I put pictures in, and
Yeah.
So
yeah,
good. I love that. What a
It's a very
tremendous
cool
amount of
thing.
thought into that.
it's very cool.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Anyway,
Well, thank you, Anita. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks for being with
thanks
us.
for having
Yeah,
me.
absolutely. Wow, that's all right. So flip it because we talked about worst Christmas gift. So, what was the most? And maybe we'll ask our next guest this too. Like, what was like the most shocking, like surprise gift you got that you just did not see coming?
That's a hard one. I think the one of the first Christmas memories I have was my parents got my brother and I the Nintendo 64.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just the fact of like, I just didn't know that was something my dad would be into, and we didn't really ask for it. It
Yeah.
just was like we got it, but it was the classic like we got it and the box had been opened because my dad was like playing it every night, playing Mario Kart and Madden 64. But that was a really cool gift because I then have a lot of memories of like us as a family sitting on the couch and like playing Mario
Yeah.
Kart together or stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it was just one of those gifts that like we didn't ask for it.
So wait, was that the N64?
Yeah, so we're talking that's like the 90s.
That's 95,
Yeah.
96, right?
Yep.
That's so funny because that is also
Yeah.
like my biggest surprise gift.
Yep.
Because I was married, because
Yep.
I'm a little older than you, but we were newly married, and I was a youth pastor. We were in Greensboro, North Carolina. We did not have much money, and so we're kind of prepared to do just kind of a simple Christmas together. And what I did not know is that way back in the summer, my wife had gone to Toys R Us
Yeah.
and put it on layaway, which is a thing
Yep.
when they first came out. Maybe it's fall, whenever they came out, and she'd been making payments every week.
That's crazy.
And I opened up on when we had our own Christmas a Nintendo 64, and I just went bananas. Like I
dude.
just went absolutely berserk. I could not believe it, and yeah, 'cause-
Yeah, it was wild, and I think it was fun that we got from my parents because, like I said, I just never thought my dad was into that. So
Yeah.
for him to be the one, like he had already opened it and
He'd
played it a
already
bunch, like he was like a little kid about it too. It was just fun. It was
I
like,
can relate because I think your dad and I were only 4 or 5 years apart in age, so I can relate because I think my wife instantly regretted buying it because
Yeah.
that put a huge dent in our marriage.
when
I
we
think,
got-
for a while.
we got the PlayStations and all that stuff to follow. There'd be many nights that would be like in my brother's room. And he'd be asleep, and you would see the light underneath the door still
No
on because
way.
my dad would be in the room playing,
That is awesome.
even though Jared's forced to be asleep.
It's so awesome.
So yeah, it just made sense. But yeah, it was just one of those gifts. We didn't ask for it,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden it was like, hey, this is cool. I still have it.
Like, that's so,
So,
good. Dude.
just-
That's actually
It's probably
pretty-
worth something. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it probably is worth something.
Yeah.
Tristan, welcome, man.
Hello. Good morning.
Good to have you on here, buddy. All right, so we'll keep that theme going. Well, first of all, we got to get your vote because we're taking a poll.
Okay.
Best Christmas cookie shape.
Best on this plate?
Nope, just in
or
general.
Just in general.
All time? It's a Christmas tree.
Three for the
All right,
classic.
that's 3 trees and a candy cane so
Yeah.
far.
Okay.
So we've got to ask
Classic.
Anita.
Yeah.
And you just feel good when you're eating it because it's just like taking down the Christmas tree. Like the season's just over.
Oh, so you eat on the back end, so it's like
Yeah.
a very, very like okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, biggest surprise you ever remember getting? Like most surprised you've ever been over a gift? Or
Ooh.
like wow.
The most surprise. All right. When I think I was like 10 or 11, my dad got me a PS4 like right when it came out. It was pretty awesome. We grinded Call of Duty MW when it came out like it was like the best Call of Duty.
Yeah, Modern Warfare. Yeah, I
it
agree.
was the best.
Yeah, I like that.
2019.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I rocked that one, no doubt.
That was a good year.
I was on the Xbox, but yeah, I was rocking that.
Yep.
That was awesome.
So good, man.
Yeah. That was a
So,
good year.
That's funny. Yeah, video games, yeah, big surprises.
Yeah.
All right, so then for you right now with your family and everything, like, is there a tradition that just really stands out? Like something you guys always do, like this is our thing.
We don't really do too many traditions, but every year we all play games and stuff, and we play this game. It's basically everybody plays solitaire all at once. It's called Nerds. It's very chaotic. Always ends up in arguments and everybody yelling, and it is hilarious and
Merry
fantastic.
Christmas.
Yes. It's the
You
best.
only played around Christmas time.
We play it at any family events,
Okay.
pretty much, but it is like one of the best things we do as a family is play board games and yell at each other.
That's
Oh.
so good. That's so good.
So much bonding.
It's
That's
so
awesome.
much fun.
Hey,
I love it.
I think those are some of the best memories. My family's the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun to be a bystander too. Like you don't have to be part of the argument. You're just like sitting there eating a cookie and everybody's screaming at each other.
Do you guys do that like on a Christmas Eve? Like is Christmas?
Yeah,
is
we
that kind
usually
of
go
that
over
vibe?
to my aunt's house like at nighttime. We all have dinner and then we eat desserts and stuff, whatever my grandma makes and
Yeah.
whatever my sisters make. That they love baking cookies and whatever they can, whatever my mom will let them make at the house.
Yeah. Nice.
And we
That's
play
cool.
games and stuff, watch a movie. It's a good time.
All right, favorite Christmas movie.
Favorite Christmas movie? Elf, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Big Will Ferrell fan.
Yep. Can't go wrong with Elf.
That makes sense.
Can't go wrong.
I can
Awesome,
see it.
man. Good. Well, thanks for being on, Tristan.
Can I have a
Appreciate-
cookie?
You can take a cookie. Absolutely. That's your reward.
Yes.
That's your reward.
All right.
So, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
It's probably Elf or the Santa Claus,
Yeah.
and then to me, Home Alone's a Christmas movie. So
Oh, yeah,
any one of
definitely.
those three are
Yeah,
just like
definitely
just
is.
classics. Yeah, Tim Allen's The Santa Claus is always like full of memories for me
Yeah.
watching that, and then Elf is just an all-timer, like just
Yeah.
movie in general.
Yeah.
So
I've already watched Elf. Elf is up there
Yep.
for sure. The Santa Claus, it's one of those ones. It just stands the test of time.
Yep.
Love that one. Man, I am just a huge fan of Jim Carrey's Grinch.
yeah, that's my family would quote that one a ton.
Yeah.
Like my siblings, my sister does a great Grinch impersonation.
Does she?
And
That's
so
so
like that
good.
was, that one was always just one that, we did.
Yeah, because there's just, I think I love just all the subtle, probably mostly improv lines that Jim Carrey throws in there, and like when he's trying on his outfit to go down to the big celebration, I don't know, it just makes me laugh every
Yeah,
time.
it's so
and
good.
I've already admitted I've sat around and watched a lot of Christmas movies alone already because
I respect it. I respect it.
Klaus, I've watched that. Klaus, I call it Klaus.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a good
your
one.
wife always likes to correct my pronunciation.
Yeah, she's
of
good at
things.
that.
Yeah, she's
good
super
at
good.
that. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thanks for bringing that into my life. I do
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that.
I wanted to share it. Yeah.
You wanted to share it because Christmas time is about sharing. So awesome. Paige, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you here today.
Good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. All right, opening question.
Paige, what is the go-to Christmas cookie shape? Doesn't have to be at this plate. Just in
Yeah,
what
in
is
general.
Just in general,
what's the-
probably still a Christmas tree.
Christmas
yeah,
tree?
Yeah.
Right.
Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Well, that's common. You're the fourth or fifth
Yeah,
Christmas
fourth.
tree. We've had one candy cane, but what happens is everybody keeps saying Christmas tree, and then they keep taking our Christmas trees.
Yeah.
Which you're welcome
That's
to
probably
do.
the one that I would take. Yeah.
Well, if you want a cookie on your way out, you're allowed to take that, whatever you want. We got into recently. We got in maybe a few years ago. My wife did this idea. Maybe Paige was there. We did a contest. We decorated Christmas sweater cookies.
Oh.
Yeah, I
They
think
were-
I
they
was
were
there for
big.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had a contest because my whole family was in town.
that was
and
fun.
Yeah, and as with everything with my family, it got uber competitive.
Sweet.
And I
Yeah,
won.
I'm sure mine didn't look
And my
very
brother
good.
was mad. And yeah, it was awesome. It was good. I beat my brother again, so it was good.
That's awesome.
So your family, you got a big family.
Mhm.
So what is maybe a tradition that you just remember always having as a kid? That maybe you're even bringing forward
Yeah.
now. What's up stands
Yeah,
out?
so it's kind of a mix of two. So my favorite tradition is decorating the Christmas tree with my family. So I always loved that growing up. I still love doing it now with my kids and with Brock. And along with that, my mom would always buy us a new Christmas ornament every year so that when we moved out, we'd have our own box to take with us when we left. And so that's something that I've also carried on with my kids.
Nice.
And even like to this day, I love pulling out all the ornaments, and I have like my own box with those ornaments like from my mom or just
That's
all the
so
ones
good.
I
That's
collected as
cool.
a kid. And so it's just fun to see those every year and just kind of like remember all the memories along with that. And yeah, that's just something I really enjoy and look forward to every year.
That's a cool memory.
Yeah, it's fun.
And depending on the kid, you may leave with 18 or 27 ornaments.
That is true.
Or if you're my brother, you ate some of yours.
You ate some of them, like
Jared did, yeah.
like they were.
Well, like in like preschool, you make like a clay
Oh, yeah.
cookie.
Yeah.
Like it's like looks like a cookie, but it's
not
not
really a
editable. It's
cookie,
like
yeah.
mostly glue.
Yeah.
And Jared in the back of the car was just like, "Hey, yo, I'm gonna eat this."
I do have, I think, some of the ones from like my preschool
Yeah.
age or like when I was in daycare, and I don't hang those ones on the tree anymore, but
you
they're still
still
fun to
have
look
them?
at. Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. And my mom actually does still buy us ornaments every year,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
to
really?
this day. Yeah. So like, she'll get, like Brock and I will have one like for
Yeah.
both of
Yeah,
us.
That's cool.
So she'll do them like per couple and then get some for the grandkids too. So yeah,
That's
it's a fun tradition
That is a
that
fun tradition.
still carries
Did you guys
on.
do one? Like my parents got us one for like our first house and like some of that stuff. Do you get one to like commemorate special years or stuff as well?
Sometimes like so in 2020 she got us like a toilet paper roll one.
Nice.
So that's one that sticks out.
Yeah.
And then like there was one year that it was like the year like I like rededicated my life to Christ, and I think a couple of my siblings had like accepted him.
Mhm.
And so she got us each like these cross ornaments that had like the date of salvation or
Wow.
like rededication. So yeah, those are
Those are
special
cool.
ones too.
That is
Yeah.
super
really
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
What a great tradition. And we're hearing a lot of great,
Yeah.
deep thought-provoking
Like
ones.
taking notes.
Yeah, I really am. Like Anita, doing her flip book for her grandkids, and that is something that's like, there's some really cool stuff to
Yeah.
put in place.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. Awesome. Thanks, Paige.
Yeah, thanks for having
Yeah,
me.
thanks for sharing that. That's awesome.
You can take a tree if you want.
Yeah, you can
I
take it if you
will.
want. Yeah. There you go. That's super cool. Yeah, I think we've moved past now that. In fact, I recognize this. I think just the other day I was sitting in our family room and I was looking at our tree and I was like, yeah, we are now grandparents because we now have this perfectly ornate, color-coded, matching tree. We've moved past the chaos of kids' ornaments and this and we
mostly
don't have that
faces
anymore.
on the tree.
A lot of faces, a lot of handmade things, a couple extra heavy ones that are weighing the tree down.
Yep. Yeah, we used to take forever decorating the tree. That was like the whole one gift at a time was also like one ornament at a time. Was that process.
Oh, okay.
Of like what each kid would walk over to my dad or my mom and grab an ornament and go hang it up. And as we got older, it was fun because we would just laugh at them. Like I said, we'd always be like, oh, here's all our preschool ones. Jared doesn't have one. Why? And it's the same story every year, right? Yep, he ate it. Or this is what you look like as a first grader to a fifth grader. And wow, that was a tragic year for you. It's just stuff like that. And, but just so fun, so full of nostalgia and just kind of cool memories. And so even like our littles, like trying to like, it's still chaos. It was very chaotic doing it this year, but trying to be like, okay, go put them on. Yep. Not all at the bottom, not all in the same spot, but
right.
It is what it is. It's fun.
Well, and I think that's where I would hope everyone has that opportunity. I look back when our kids were really little, and I think there are moments where I was so determined to keep everything in order. Because I am the classic dad that the moment it's time to open presents, I've got the garbage bag. Let's wrap up. Let's get all the paper each time put away so that I don't know why I'm that way, but I've recognized over the years that there are times, probably when my kids were little, I was more focused on cleaning up the mess than enjoying the moment.
Sure.
And so I would hope that maybe all of us this year just enjoy the moments.
Yeah.
It's okay. I love what Ollie said. She's doing her best to leave the tree unbalanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Leave that tree unbalanced.
That's good.
Let it be. Let the kids come out every day and be like, I did that. Let it be what it is. Yeah. There's all these different seasons. I think that's one thing we've heard today is so many different seasons of Christmas based on your season of life. Yeah. And every season has an incredible amount of joy. Like I do find a great level of joy now where my wife and I can get up in the morning and sit and have a cup of coffee. And we look at our perfectly, balanced and organized tree. But man, it doesn't mean it was more enjoyable than the chaos either.
Sure.
And I wish I enjoyed the chaos more when it was happening. Yeah.
It is fun. I'm constantly reminded by my kids of just like their joy and wonderment of it all. And like even like I would argue they're just now even fully even understanding more and more of all of the fun around Christmas and all that. But it's just we've tried to be present with it of Nicole and I talk often of Christmas stories and sharing just those memories. And my siblings and I, there's a lot of nostalgia around Christmas. It was such a big deal in our household and Christmas Eve and stuff like that. And, we still to this day make Christmas movies and do stupid stuff that are just like, why not? Like it's like the one time of year where it feels like it's okay to be a little childish
100%
and have that Christmas 100%. Wonderment. And I think, if we're going to put a bow on this more or less, like I think you're right. Like that unbalanced and just being present in the season, I think is going to be really, really valuable.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
Trying really hard. And I hope as a listener that's a big goal of yours too.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, I think that's probably two themes I've heard common threads. Be present and be intentional.
Yeah.
So many of these traditions, there's intentionality behind them.
Yeah, that's really true.
And we're passing them on to our kids. So I love that.
That's really true.
So awesome. I don't know. I hope maybe you had some fun with us today. Maybe I know I did. I took away some things, some notes. Like, I gotta get busy. I gotta get on it. But anyway, we just wanted to have a time just sharing just some Christmas fun and memories. So appreciate you being with us. We'll be back next week. Next week's podcast, we're going to spend some time talking about. I guess a lot of people call it the blue Christmas.
Sure.
And why Christmas isn't easy for everyone. We're going to talk about some of that next week. So come on back next week. We're here each week on the Bayview Podcast. If you have not done so, hit subscribe. That way you never miss an episode. Until then, it's Chris, it's Andrew. We're out of here. We'll see you next time around.